So today I wanted to try out the Assimilate deck we've been talking about. We've been playing a lot of it on the ladder. I thought it'd be pretty fun to try it ourselves. Now the objective here is we're going to be playing mainly the big Assimilate cards. We're not playing the bronze ones, so we are not playing the Ducal Guard, we're not playing the Ardfen Heavy Cavalry, we're also not playing the Slave Hunter or the Imperial Diviner. I thought these cards were a little bit too slow to be played. We already have enough Assimilate engines, I think. That will be fine, and I think we don't really need those ones. So let's just get that out of the way. Looking at the actual deck here, we're going to play Magic Lamp. In the video today, I believe I ran the Tactical Advantage instead. I like the Magic Lamp better. They're both fine. We have the Artuad Terra Nova. You want to give stuff spying throughout the course of the game, so when you get to the end of the game and you want to play Artuad Terra Nova, or you get to a point where you really need a big play, you can use him to create whatever big card it is, and that's really good. Joachim, as always, combines with Coup for a lot of points. Coup also creates something, so that triggers Assimilates, really nice. The second Coup, the one that has Doomed, was not in your deck either, so that should also trigger your Assimilates, very nice. Braathens can create a Duchess's Informant that will give you another card to create from the opponents. Double activates on Assimilate, very nice there. In addition to Invocation's regular stuff, like stacking your deck with an opponent's big card to play with Joachim, it also puts a card in your deck that was not in there previously, so again activating Assimilate. A lot of Assimilates in these upper cards here. Bribery just straight up creates something from the opponent's deck. I'm not the biggest fan of Bribery, but in a deck relying on Assimilate, you kind of have to include it. Gorthar Guved, I think I've been pronouncing this card's name Gorthar Guad for like 3 months now, and that's completely wrong. It's Gorthar Guved, or however you want to say that, but the reason we're playing this is we're not just trying to scam the opponent with a Viper Witcher Alchemist. We can do that, but really we want this because it creates a card, and we have a variety of options to pick from, and then the other part's really nice is you can move a card from your opponent's graveyard to the top of their deck, and we are playing the Cantarella to then steal that card. And that will give us more Assimilates as always, so really solid. Menno plays any of the tactics. We have plenty of tactics, so he gets a lot of value. Pretorius Vigo creates something from our deck. We're playing more than 3 bronzes. You're not guaranteed to see the card you want, but of them, you're guaranteed to see something that's pretty good, at least. Dead Man's Tongue to thin the deck. Depending on what you're going up against, you change what you banish with this, so just keep that in mind. Faircart plays a special from your hand, so it thins your deck by 1. Really nice. Now, whenever you play a special, give spying to an enemy unit. This is a good way to get up spying and a bunch of different units for Artuad Terra Nova. If they don't kill this, he just starts shooting out the spyings, and you'll have a whole bunch of choices for him. Cantarella, we mentioned, is for the Gorthar Guved order, normally, but you can also just throw her out if you need to. Really solid. She activates a sibling when she takes one of their cards. The one Amnesty, you could probably cut this Amnesty. I just wanted to try it out. We are, in fact, playing Devotion here, so that's not bad. I really wanted Amnesty to deal with Madoc and Dolbathana Whispers in particular. I thought if those were an issue, we could just Amnesty them away, especially Madoc. I've seen a lot of Madoc lately. Amnesty the Madoc, and they feel really bad. The 2 Blight Makers and 2 Mage Assassins, you could cut down on these, maybe just run 1. You might not even need it at all, but it is a very good play, and I wanted more proactive plays. We have a lot of engine value with the Assimilate cards, but I wanted something to be a little more proactive and just, oh look, there's 11 points, and that's what Blightmaker is here for. We have the 1 Experimental Remedy to play a bronze from your opponent's graveyard. What you can do is play Duchess's Informant either from Braathens or your regular Duchess's Informant later on, and then you bring it back with Experimental Remedy, play it on their side, create something again, so it's a double Assimilate proc in that manner if you get the one created by Braathens. What you can do if you want, and what we have actually done here is Braathens is not premium, so he'll create a not premium Duchess's Informant. Our regular one in our deck is premium. Our Taurus Vigo is also not premium. So if it's in the graveyard and it is not premium, we created it. And if it is premium, it's the one that was in our deck, so we know which one will be giving us Assimilate procs. It's a small thing, but it could actually come up and be pretty useful. We have the 2 Mage Torturers. Oh, by the way, I wouldn't blame you if you're in 2 Experimental Remedies. I just felt like running the 1 for now, because a lot of decks don't have that many bronzes that are great to take. The 2 Mage Torturers. They avail an Assimilate. The Assimilate is this is our main Assimilate bronze engine. It's also one of the best ways to give spying to a unit of your choice for Terra Nova. We have the one Duchess's Informant we already mentioned. This is premium, while the other guys are not. We have the 2 Imperial Diplomacies. At 4 provisions, I quite like it, and I like it a little better than Experimental Remedy, because it's significantly stronger round 1, seeing as most of the time round 1 Remedy won't actually make anything. And this is costs less provisions, so I kind of like this over Remedy, just because of that. The 1 Tourney Joust. If you want more consistent removal, you cut the Tourney Joust and the Amnesty and put in 2 Coded Weapons or 2 Assassinates. Probably a solid option as well. The 2 Mage Assassins and the 1 Emissary. And that's the deck. So, we're relying on some Assimilate engines with some mixture of different cards. We have plenty of thinning in here. Should be able to get to our cards consistently. One quick last mention here. You'll also notice we're not running any of the Purifies. So we don't have the Cupbearer, and we don't have the Diviners. I thought we probably wouldn't need Purify. I haven't been running into a lot of Defender, which is the big thing Purify is good for. So I didn't think we'd really need it. The other one is the, if you don't need it, we don't have a poison trigger. If you don't use the Purify, Cupbearer is really bad. And then we have the Glynis. I'm not running Glynis just because I think she's a little slow. She can certainly snowball into a lot of points, but I think she's slow, and then we might run into a fair amount of locks. And if there's any Syndicate, they can just Professor her, which is kind of bad. But you can certainly consider running her if you wanted to. Just wanted to mention that. Our first game here is going to be a mirror match. Another Imprisonment player is also certainly playing, well, almost certainly playing this Assimilate sort of deck. It's very popular right now. Of course, there's always a small chance it's a ball deck, but I don't think so. Remedy's really good in round 2 or 3 here. And we have a lot of good cards. I think we'll keep this hand. So yeah, we'll keep this hand. He has Lamption. I'm guessing that's for a good target for, I don't know. Maybe he wants that for Dead Man's Tongue, maybe he uses... Okay, he's gonna Dead Man's Tongue it here. You could also just want it as a second unit to not go very tall. See what he's gonna banish. I mean, obviously we can't tell what he banished, we can tell by the provisions. Approximately what they were. We're gonna play our own Dead Man's Tongue here. Let's see, we do not really want Emissary, and I don't think Tourney Joust is going to be useful. If his engines are the same as ours, which they almost certainly are, they're going to be 5s, and he's not going to be running Hefty Helga. So he's deciding, I wonder what this is. Artorias Vigo. That's something I definitely want to give spying to. Mage Torture, so he keeps spying to our fair card, makes sense. Let's go for our own Vigo. We could just go for Informant on his Mage Torture and get the spying that way. Really good. And then we can go for Artuad into Artorias Vigo into a Duchess's Informant into one of his cards. That's 1, 2, 3 Assimilate triggers right there. It's a whole bunch. That will be a big play at some point. Probably just going to throw out Bribery here. This Braathens is a pretty solid play by him. It's going to give him a lot of points. So I think we just throw out Bribery. I don't want to rely on Bribery for something later on. But it could give us something pretty good from his deck that'll help out here. Like Vincent. Yeah, we have Spying on that Jujin. That means this plays for 17. And now we know he's playing a Vincent, so we just have to keep that in mind. We're not playing Vincent just because it's kind of hard to always get spying on the tallest thing. You can do it with the Mage Torturers, but with Faircart they go out randomly, and I found it's not super consistent with Vincent putting a status out with just the Mage Torturers to do it targeted. But he's still a good card, you could certainly try him out in the deck. And here is a Blight Maker. He has more engines than us right now. We just have the 2. He currently has 4. So he's going to pull ahead if we keep playing here. We could play our own Blight Maker if we wanted to. Or we can set up the Gwent. I think we'll go for this setup. And then we will play the Alchemist, see if we can do anything here. I guess we'll give him the Mage Torturer. Oh, he still has Artuad. That's really big. I'm guessing he'll just take it back with his own Alchemist, though. Or Cantarella. But then we forced it out early, and that's good. Because we were going to pass here anyway. Maybe he doesn't have his Cantarella. Maybe he's not running it. I guess we cut Vincent for Cantarella and Gwent. Maybe he's not playing those. Maybe he kept the Vincent. Had something similar. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, he's deciding this could be his own. Nope, it's going to be Blightmaker. It's going to say that could be his own Gwent to get his card back, but it wasn't. So that's nice. We're going to keep it. We're just going to pass. If we pass here, there's a greater chance that he just lets us keep the Artuad. Because if he goes down to 4, there's a big danger in round 3 in this mirror match of just filling up the opponent's boards. And we have our own Artuad for Vigo. We still have Braathens. Our round 3 is really, really strong here, just because we have 2 Artuads. But I'm not sure I want to go into a 10 card round 3. Let's see, what do we have? We can give him 2 spyings from Artuads. We can give him a spying from Joachim twice. That's 4. He's going to try and take one of our cards as payback, sure. Yeah, we have at least 4 guaranteed cards to put in the opponent's field. What do we want to play? We don't have Cantarella for Gwent, unfortunately. So normally you want to do that. But we threw it out for some carryover potential. And if we drew into her, there's a pretty good chance we do, but we did not. But it's still good to mess his deck up a little bit. We can put Lamp Vision on top. Lamp Vision is going to be really bad if he draws it. See, we are missing Braathens. Yeah, no Cantarella. We're going to just mess him up with the Lamp Vision. This isn't really overcommitting. We still draw back to 10. I think it's worth giving him a bad card to have us thin our deck as well, because we can do this, play our Remedy into Blightmaker. We clog him 1, we thin ourselves 1 in exchange for 1 redraw. I think that's a good change. Or good exchange. So he has to mulligan that card, the Djinn. We have 2 Artuads. Sorry about that. We have 2 Artuads. We have the Invocation. Okay, Diplomacy is really good here. I don't think I really want Cantarella. We only have 1 unit. We only have 1 unit we could play with Joachim here. That was a risky redraw. But the chance of getting a spying is really good. Because if we drew into the Mage Torturer, we would be unable to... We're getting as many engines as... By the way, our plan here is to get as many engines as possible. These Artuads and Artorias Vigo just swarm with Assimilate engines. But like I was saying, there's a chance we draw into Mage Torturer there, and then we have nothing to play with Joachim, which would be bad. But the chance of getting Emissary or Duchess's Informant for their spying card, we can fill his rows up with them, and then he'll be unable to play and we'll win. So I think that chance is offset by that being basically a guaranteed win condition. I think we Invocation this. He's not going to have anything big, and this is a really good card to play off with the top with Joachim, and that gives us access to the Joachim Coup. By the way, it wasn't that risky. When I would say that we just have the Mage Torture, because we could Invocation one of his units, but we wouldn't be able to do the Joachim Coup, because we only have 1, even after we Invocationed him. But you can always do the Coup on something else. Vigo into... yeah, let's take a Duchess Informant. How many Mage Torturers can we get? Got 2 now. It's a good start. Braathens give us another one. We can get another one off of Duchess's Informant. Pretty good. Then we have the Imperial Diplomacy for our Menno. So that's nice. Another Mage Assassin. I think this is the second. Let's just go for a Coup on Joachim. do this before our deck could potentially get messed up.
Do I enjoy torture?
I give a spying out. Another engine here. If he has Igni or Scorch, he plays it here, but they don't play Igni or Scorch. At least I've never seen it, so we're fine. Having his Artuad's a huge deal here. Yeah, he's filling up his rows quite a bit here. So, I wonder, he probably moves something to the top for Joachim of his own. But we're just going to try and fill his rows up here. He spawned extra bodies, which is really dangerous in the mirror match. This is why I don't like playing Blight Makers round 3, because it gives the opponent a chance to fill your rows and you can't do anything at all. Let's see, there's a Menno, probably into Coup. Oh, into Remedy. What's he gonna play with Remedy? I don't think you want more buddies, guy. Your board's getting pretty full as it is. Maybe you have a couple of specials, but... Okay, we can just put another Mage Torturer there with this Informant, and then we'll not take any poisons because they're a Veil. I don't really care what we give Spying to at this point. Give it to him. And we have 2 Veils, the cow doesn't do anything, but his rows are getting really full. Joachim on us, yeah, it's expected. Into Faircart, sure. Faircart's gonna play Diplomacy. Board's getting really full there, buddy. Now, I think we're gonna not play Amnesty at all, just because it would give him a chance to open his board up. Okay, so he's gonna throw out a lock here. That's fine. Artuad into Vigo. And Vigo will give us, hopefully, Duchess Informant. No, Emissary is good too. But we'll go for this Mage Torturer. Emissary helps with the clocking his rows, but I don't think we need help with that. He's already not going to be able to play 1 card. And there's a good number of spying cards we could play with, or disloyal cards we could create with a, whatever it's called, Imperial Diplomacy. So we'll play that Diplomacy out here. Alright, the perfect Duchess and Informant. I was taking several off. There's 3 bronze spying cards, or 3 bronze disloyals, so it's a good chance. And we don't even have to rely on having his rows be filled anymore because we just have so many engines. Look at this, we have 7 Mage Torturers. That's enough on its own to win the game, I think. He's gonna play a Coup on Braathens, Joachim. I'm gonna play another unit out. Artuad in there, his rows are capped. Yeah, so he invocation his Artuad back and then he played it. But now his rows are full, so this bribery is not going to do anything unless it's a special card. Oh, it's Cantarella. That's unfortunate. Don't mess up our Menno. Oh, he's still our Cantarella. That's also really bad. Into our Emissary. He got 3 spying cards. This was the highest possible high roll he could have gotten off that bribery. The highest possible high roll, because he went into... However it ended up, he played 3 of our spyings, giving himself 3 Assimilate procs and not needing his board, even though his board was full. Very lucky, but I don't think it matters here. I guess, no, this is going to be worth the most. And we just discard this Amnesty so he can't play his last card. We know he has a Vincent. A Vincent would be worth 24. We just discard it so he doesn't play his Vincent. We still win. We can also... The biggest chance of us losing is he randomly has a Geralt, a Reardon. So we'll just play around that chance, even though I'm 99% sure this is a Vincent. We'll just discard the Amnesty, just in case. And that should do it. We're up by 53. That is a lot. And if we take a look at what he's going to discard here, can we take a look real quick at his graveyard? Yeah, it was Vincent, so you got that right. Alright, game 2 here. We have Enslave. This could be problematic because we need an answer to Damien. We have leader charges, right? So he's going to have Damien and Hefty Helga for big threats. Not sure if he's going to be playing Stefan. Some people do. But we don't have 5 damage removal cards. Like I was saying, deck profile, we have Tourney, Joust, and Amnesty over Assassinate / Coded Weapons. So we need leader charges for at least 1 for Damien. I'm not too concerned about Stefan, although it could be bad. I'm not sure he's going to be playing it. We'll do this to start our thinning. This should be good to start with. Like I was saying, we have to be a little careful because we don't have 5 damage removal cards. So we really need our leader charges for our stuff. I'm not sure how concerned we need to be about filling our rows up in this mirror match. He's going to be playing 12 tactics, right? So he's 13 units. How many of those are really going to be disloyal or create disloyal cards? We'll take this just because we can't deal with anything behind it. And it's also really good for proccing Assimilate. It wasn't in our deck, so it triggers Assimilate, and then it creates the special card, and that also triggers Assimilate. So it's pretty good. Hefty Helga. Unfortunately, we have no way to get into a Tourney Joust here. So we'll just give it Spying, and we could boost this lady up.
What then?
Get 1 Assimilate engine going. He can't kill that now, so it should give us some points, because we're going to go into Bribery next. I think Bribery is good to throw out here. It has a chance to deal with the Hefty Helga, also with some insight into his deck. Fire Scorpion. And we don't like holding on to Bribery for a key situation here. Oh, when I say play Bribery, I meant play Bribery with Fair card, because we play our Fair card within our deck. We'll take that so we can't Cantarella it. Ooh, Menno gets us into the Tourney Joust. That's really good. Fair card's a good card too, though, but we'd have to play Coup with him. So it's going to be Menno into Coup.
Nothing will stop us.
Sorry, not Coup, Tourney Joust. We'll kill this Hefty Helga. That should give us this round. I expect him to pass. And he's not passing. As far as the next round, do we want to push or not? The thing is, I'm kind of nervous about 10 card round 3. Even if he has 12 tactics, there's a fair chance he could fill our rows up, because he might be playing a lot of disloyal cards for his units, or he could be playing like Diplomacy, and what's the other one? The one that plays from the graveyard, whose name I just forgot. You could be playing those. He's definitely going to be playing Braathens. He's definitely going to be playing Artuad Vigo. Well, not definitely. He could be playing Artuad Vigo. There's 2 ways right there to give us disloyal cards. We're going to create bodies with our Artuad and our Vigo. We'll open up here. I want to force out the Damien. I don't want to deal with a Damien round 3 with Damien Letho. If that's what he's running. I think that's a little more common than the Damien Stefan. But we don't know. See more of it. Fire Scorpion, eh? Alright, we can set up one of our engines, or we can just create that. Is that a good engine to take? We don't have anything that benefits from the Assimilate yet. We don't have that many tactics. Let's go for this. I want to set up an engine first. And now we have access to Coup if we want to. We could Coup that. We have our Informant still. We have Vigo, which would be a really good play. I just want to force out that Damien, though. I'm thinking about it more, and I don't think he's going to be able to do much in a 10-card round 3 gives to my unit, so he's going to seize that. If he plays a Damien here, we cannot interact with it anymore. And then we go down a card, so let's just not. We got rid of his seize, that's really nice. We have a leader charge for his Damien next round, so without Defender, he's going to be having problems. He could Gorthar Gaved into Cantarella if he's running it. I don't think he is, just because that means he would be out of the unit limit, right? Because you need 13 units, so 12 cards cannot be units, and he has a C6. Therefore, he cannot be running Gorthar Gaved because it's not a unit, and yeah, the 12 cards are accounted for by tactics. Also means we don't have to worry about Invocation or Dead Man's Tongue. Dead Man's Tongue is not something to worry about. We don't have to worry about Invocation or a Heatwave. We do have Gorthar Gaved into Cantarella here. That's nice. We have a Blight Maker. That's okay. I don't really like it because it creates too many bodies, but kind of need to play it. One of our more proactive plays. Gorthar Gaved into the defender would be nice. If we play that, we stop him from creating our bronzes with Duchess Informant, and then that stops us. That stops him from a lot of points, actually, so that'd be nice. He's gonna go for an Artuad Spigo of his own. And there's a Master of the Puppets. We can Amnesty that. He might be playing Amnesty and Amnesty it back, but at that point we've kind of negated its swap power. When I say Amnesty, we can get it from our Menno. No Dead Man's Tongue, but Diplomacy or Amnesty are our only choices. We could play a Bronzeman's Graveyard too. But I think Amnestying this is good. I don't want him stealing something.
The Empire will be victorious.
And there we go. I'm guessing he'll just Amnesty this back, but at that point we've nullified its threat of seizing one of our cards. So that's good. There was a 50-50 on Blightmaker with Mage Assassin there, but I didn't really want to take a 50-50 because then he swaps with us and he probably has some kind of combo with it, which we do not want to enable. So we'll just hit with Eternity Joust. Fair enough. Gorthar Gaved. We'll go for this. These aren't great. I don't want Emissary. Let's see what we take from him. Ooh, Fair Cart's nice. Fair Cart into Coup off Joachim's a huge tempo swing. Right, because we play Joachim, and we play the Fair Cart plays the Coup hits the Joachim. Pretty nice, but we want to play Blightmaker first, because we only have the one Mage Assassin. We also want to play our Gorthar Gaved. It's order. I think I want Fifion. That way we can stop him from Duchess's Informating on our... Oh, well, he's going to do it first. Maybe we should have played the Gorthar Gaved Cantarella first. But the thing with that is you lose out on a lot of Assimilate procs. So the ordering here gets very complicated. There's no way to guess the correct order here, I think, unless we know what's in his hand. So we'll just swap back, I guess. And then Braathens gives us an engine out, like his Vigo. And let's give him the Emissary again. We'll take the Fair Cart again. I don't like Blightmaker. He's played his Braathens, so we're thinking about Gorthar Gaved here. We want to move... Wait, I didn't want to click on that right now. Alright, well that was unfortunate. We didn't really want to click on that. Just thinking about what we're going to pick. Because at this point, we don't really care about the Fifion for the Defendering, because he's already created enough bronzes. I guess we just give something bad on top. We have Cantarella, but he's gonna... he'll move... then swap again, probably, so I don't really care. We'll just give something bad in case he doesn't have the card. Yeah, that was awkward. I didn't really want to do that. Just thinking about it and, you know. Oh well. Now, let's see what he does. It still gives him a bad card on the top. Joachim still pulls, not the Emissary, pulls whatever's underneath those. And I'm guessing he still has Blightmakers left, so he might move something to the top. Probably be a Mage Assassin though, so I guess that wouldn't really cut it. You really wanted that Fifion. Oh, he's going to create a Blightmaker. Alright, we're fine. He's going to put something to the top that he wants to play and we'll Cantarella it. Because this extra one will mean that the Mage Assassins will be used up. So whatever he moves to the top, we just hit with Cantarella here. Okay, Cow, sure. And, oh, he made an... Huh. Not sure I moved that to the top, but we'll take a Fire Scorpion, I guess. I'm pretty sure he has no more poison, so this doesn't really matter where we put this. I don't think he has room for Cupbearer for the Purify. Although he might be running it just because he has the... No, I don't think they run it. I think they just play Damien behind Defender. Yeah, there's an Informant. Okay, we're getting a... This isn't good. He's going to take his card back. We're going to get Eternity Joust now, though.
This should have turned green, not yellow.
Oh no, we're not, because he shuffled. Changed the order. I guess he changed the order. We'll just make a mage torturer. We want as many points as possible here. Okay, we have Artuad into Braathens, real strong. I think we lock one of his cards here. I think he's playing Damien and Stefan. He would have played one. But we'll keep this one just for Damien. The thing is, he might have Purify, but at that point he has what? Purify in hand, Damien in hand, Coup in hand. So that leaves you with only one other card. So there's the Coup, like we mentioned. See, you're kind of thrown off this round because we did that Gwent thing a little incorrectly, but happens sometimes. Now here he's gonna create or play his Joachim again. Joachim's starting to fill us up. Master of Puppets. He's not seizing anything with this because that'd be too many points for us. We have our own Joachims and Coups. We can save them for later. Along with Informant. I think we want to play. There's a card in hand we don't want to play. I don't know. It might be Blightmaker, but you can't have that many more disloyal cards left, right? Terra Nova here into Braathens. That creates several bodies. Let's just make his Braathens here. I want another Assimilate engine. And let's take one of these again, I guess. We don't want to take the Blightmaker because we're getting too many units out. There's a Turning Joust from earlier. And we'll just shoot this Fire Scorpion off. We don't want to kill something. So I think we're fine. We're going to have issues with our row space. There's a Damien, we'll lock that. Yeah, we can lock that. Or we can go for the Artuad. The thing is, if he has a Purify, you need 2 charges to kill the Damien. So that's not great. He had more disloyal cards than we anticipated. Alright, we'll just go for Joachim here. Mage Assassin. This is just because I don't think we're playing the Blightmaker this game. Normally you'd play the Blightmaker first, but I don't think we're playing it. It creates too many bodies and fills our rows. So yeah, we're not going to be playing it, most likely. We have Artuad. We want to save Artuad, I think, and play something that doesn't create a body. If it'll help, we can avoid it. Oh, Stefan. He is playing Stefan. That's awkward. I didn't think he was. Well, yes he is. Artuad here. See what we create. Fifion's really good. Braathens gives us an engine. This was not the choice. Fifion was the choice. Emissary. I guess, no, this gives us the same amount of points, because Fifion triggers it twice, but then this gives us an extra 7. No, this is fine. We just couldn't make the Duchess's Informant. I forgot for a second that we had a choice other than Duchess's Informant. Don't give the spying card. Just don't get something with spying. That's bad. Come on, man. Bribery. Why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta do this bribery? Anything without disloyal would have been perfectly fine. But now I think we lose because I got our rows filled up. See, yeah, we didn't want to play Blightmaker. That was smart. Gwent didn't really giving him that. Didn't make too much of a difference here. Bribery. Oh, come on. It's a Menno? Is this like the army of high rolls here? What do you do next? Play like, I don't know. A Remedy? Nice. Well, hopefully his last card's not a unit. Or is a unit.
I know the truth. I simply want.
Because now we have to discard everything. Man, bribery, you gotta do this to me? Watch this be like, no, it's a Turning Joust. Okay, so he wins. That's unfortunate. Bribery kinda got us there. But, we made a little mistake with Nilfgaard anyway, so I don't mind too much. GG. A game 3 here, then. Up against Fruits of Yizgith. Alright, this should be interesting. I was kind of tired of boosting Nilfgaard anyway. And let's show this off here. The strength of Assimilate versus monsters in particular is they have some really strong engines. So you can just take them. Alright, wait, we can make more Self-Eaters than he can. We can play our own organic Sends. All that good stuff. So we should have a good chance here. And we have the Cantarella already too, to potentially steal something. Pretty good hand, I think, here. The 2 Mage Torturers and Artuad are really nice to have in hand here. 1 Blightmaker to Thin with Dead Man's Hand, and we have the Attorney Joust for something if we need it. This is going to be the Self-Eater, right? Oh no, it's going to be Griffin. We don't want to create a Griffin, obviously, but we can go for our Mage Torture here. We'll give it Spying. We want to get Assimilate engines going. We're going to need engines to beat them this round. Normally you'd go for Blightmaker early. But we're going to need to set these engines up. We can always play Blightmaker later. Okay, it's going to be Self-Eater now. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we have to kill that or give it Spying. If we turn a Jousted, he can't use the order. That's nice. We'll just Imprisonment lock it. We want to be guaranteed here in this round that we can win. And if he has Caretaker, he's the Caretaker now. I think people will stop running Caretaker though. Zap. Okay, that's the only thing I didn't want you to zap, but go ahead. Probably won't make a difference in the end. Unfortunately, yeah, we don't have a lot of our cards that create his this round, so I think this round we'll try and set up a lot of Spyings and just use our Nilfgaard cards, and next round we'll try and just play a bunch of Monsters cards, and then just outpoint him with his own cards. Should be pretty fun. Kikimore Worker, that's a Attorney Joust target if I've ever seen one. There's no Hefty Helga, but it's still pretty good. We just want to deny the Sabbath here as long as possible, because it makes his cards less efficient and makes him play around stuff. Bribery might not be bad to throw out soon. We played that Mage Torture early for engine value. We haven't played any Assimilate cards yet. We wanted to get her set up so when we start playing them we get more points. So Cantarella, for example, or Bribery. Dead Man's Tongue we do want to play this round, but I want to play... Yeah, we can play that this round too. The Mage Torture, other one in our hand, we're going to keep until there's something really good to put the Spying on. So we don't have to rely on Fair Cart RNG to give Spying to something good for Artuad. I think he's in the... Here's this again. Sen. Yeah, he still doesn't have Sabbath. He will get it next turn if he plays a Witch Apprentice. Keep that in mind. We'll go for a Dead Man's Tongue. I think the thinning's really important here. Amnesty... I don't think I want Amnesty in this matchup. I also don't think I want this Emissary, so we'll get a +10. The reason I don't want Amnesty is because it's not as super swing here. His engines aren't going to be that small. If he's going to play Self-Leader and split it, he's going to play something afterwards, and then they'll go to a 4, so we can't seize that. We won't be able to seize the 3rd Self-Leader, and then everything else is going to be... I'm not seizing a Fruit of Yizgith, there's nothing else to seize, so that's why we got rid of it. He has Witch Apprentice, he's up by 10, he gets 2 a turn. We can Mage Torture here on the Witch Apprentice. I want to get her going. I was going to save her for the Spying as something of our choice, but honestly, I think we need her this round for the other engines to push here. We're going to throw out Bribery next, I think, and then we have Cantarella if we need her. Bribery should get us enough points, but it's a little bit of a risk, because he's going to go to 38, we need 9, we need 7, but he's playing Monsters cards. Maybe we just play Cantarella or something. Parasite on the 1. Okay, I think that's 2 points to overcome. I think we pass. We have 2 cards here. We could Bribery. Actually, just take the Witch Apprentice. We have Sabbath of our own. This helps quite a bit in pushing around. So yeah, we have the 1 Assimilate now because we killed the other Mage Torture, but now we have a Witch Apprentice of our own. And if you're the one passing, you get an extra turn out of Witch Apprentice, right? So like say we're the one... Oh, there's a Heat Wave. That's pretty good to get rid of. But 20 points here, I'm not feeling that. We're going to pass. We did get rid of his Heat Wave though, so it's good to know he was running that. He had a Mage Assassin with it. Not the strongest target, that is for sure. But I guess it got him the round, which is what he wanted. I expect a strong round 2 push here, otherwise I don't see why he would be so focused on winning that round using his Heat Wave already. He knows we have Joachim. Joachim always creates a good Heat Wave target, so I think he's going for a round 2 push. Which means that we want as much Assimilate as possible to take his good cards. I guess not Assimilate, we want cards that create stuff from him, so we can have our own big round of Monsters cards. Yeah, I don't see why he would be pushing though otherwise if he didn't go for that heat wave. Him doing that just, I think, this is a good point. If he does something like that, it can give you a hint where your opponent's planning in the next round. You can play around it. So we have Vigo. Vigo should be good here. Playmaker might be nice. Since the deck plays for, what is this, 1 + 6 + 2, 8? It's pretty good. I'll give the Assimilate. So yeah, I thought he was going to push here, just because of what he did last round. And we're going to make sure he is, because now he's not going to want to pass. And at this point, I think he's going to have to start committing big cards. There's another fruit. Is this the Mamuna Caranthier? That will be very hard to beat. I admit that. Damage by 4. We're going to lose our Vigo. Mamuna Caranthier is hard to beat, but we can deal with it. Let's go for Cantarella. Self-Eater will be really nice here. We could Coup that, but we have Joachim still, so I don't think we want to. This is we're giving him a chance here to pass. And the reason why is because we've only committed bronzes and bribery so far. Or we've only committed Cantarella and bronzes so far. But he's committed 2 of his crones. So we're actually, I think this is a good trade so far by us. In terms of provisions here. Now remember, we also thinned our deck. So Kikimo Worker, he's trying to pat. I think he's trying to bleed us now. I'm not sure. He could also be trying to go for the... Let's do this. There's a good chance we get a Relic, so we have to use the Self-Eater order first. Oh, Elder Bear. Cantarella, you're not... That wasn't the best. Man, I wanted to get another Relic out of his deck. I think it was worth going for there, though, because he looks like he's trying to bleed us, so we'll try and get him somehow to... Okay, there's Mamuna. He has Griffin, but he can't pick Griffin because he has Sabbath. He's gonna pick Griffin anyway. Well, I guess he can destroy the Cantarella. If he destroys the Cantarella, I guess he's a really good spot. But what was that? Alright, we're... Oh, okay. That was something. That was something. Game Ken's really nice here. We do not have Sabbath, so Witch Apprentice not the choice. Jansen here will give us a boost. I have no idea what he just did there. He used his Griffin to destroy his Mamuna. I don't know what that was about. I guess we play Joachim. I think Artuad I value a little more. Menno, that thins our deck out. What do we play? I guess we play from his discard pile because it ruins... Well, I guess we don't have to worry about ruining him. Oh, this is big. Yeah, this is pretty big. We play that out. Now he can't ghoul it if he had a ghoul, but he still has the Griffins. I guess he's not playing Caranthier? Maybe we forced him into feeling like he needed to push that round and it didn't work out. But he lost 10 points on that Griffin deploy. We were still going to win the round in that situation anyway, but it was just weird. Yeah, the Griffin deploy cost him 10 points because he destroyed 11 instead of a 1. This hand's pretty good. The Gortha Gaved's not amazing, but we can always save it for the... I guess we can't save it. Our hand doesn't have us the option. I was thinking we could save it for the Mentor, but we don't have the option to play something else, except maybe off Artuad. Witch Apprentice. This really wasn't good. We didn't give out too many spying so far, but I want to have the Gortha Gaved for the Viper guy, the Mentor, so I don't want to swap. I think we can deny him Sabbath for a long time here. First card we need to wait on, so we have to use something Conspiracy. Adarin. I guess we take Adarin. Do we take Adarin? I guess we probably do, right? We can lock it with our leader too. We can also lock it and then hit it with our Coup. We can lock it, hit it with Coup, get Death Blow, play it to our field, and then we can spawn copy when we play Gaved. I don't know if that's good. Oh, that was the wrong row.
It's better to be on the winning one.
We drew into our Braathens. That's nice. Yeah, we should have put Faircart in this row. But we're gonna get to the Assimilate next turn, or the next turn we're gonna get to the Sabbath either way next turn. I don't think he's running any more removal. He's already played his Heat Wave. So either way, we get the Sabbath going this turn. Let's go for this. Then we'll pick probably Emissary.
Could lift the curse, but who would love such
Oh no, this is good too. Actually, we have the one Relict. So this is worth. This is better because we're gonna get the Sabbath. Yeah, last turn we didn't make a mistake with Witch Apprentice because we knew we were gonna play this Braathens. If it doesn't change the turn, we get the Sabbath on. There's a 6 boost. Pretty solid. We're going to play Artuad, or actually we can just take that. That's an 11. That's pretty good to take. He still has his Bloody Mistress, but he's not going to have Sabbath. The reason we took his card instead of playing Artuad is just because we want to make sure he doesn't get the Sabbath. And there's Bloody Mistress, no Transform because no Sabbath. And let's see, where is the Mentor? Mentor's going to be our finisher. Let's see what his biggest thing remaining in his deck is. It's going to be a 7. That's not great, but looks like we have enough points here. He has another Bloody Mistress in hand. They won't well, he could make them transform, but then they won't get the boost from the fruit, so that's GG. Yeah, pretty good game here. Very interesting. This is how you can do it. We used the control to stop the Sabbaths, and then once we identified his round 2 push plan, we took advantage of it and made sure it was either up a card or he'd have to commit big cards, and he did in the end. What do I think about the deck? How'd it do? Did pretty well. It's kind of annoying in the mirror match, and there's a lot of mirror matches with Nilfgaard. Not just the mirror match with this deck either. Like, any Nilfgaard mirror match is really annoying because you end up in a situation where you get your rows clogged up and you can't play your cards round 3 a lot of the time, which I don't really find enjoyable on either side. But anyway, other than that, I think it did pretty well. We made a couple of, I guess the one thing we did with Gwent wasn't too great, but it did alright. The thing is, with the deck, you have to balance how much Assimilate you want versus how much Create you have and how many other big cards you have. So, for example, we have the Gwent and the Cantarella. You get one activation of Assimilate here, you get another one here, and you can take one of their big cards with that. That's good for Assimilate decks. Or you could go with the other option. Also, the Gwent gives you a card from their deck into your deck, a third Assimilate procer. That's very nice. Or you can go for dropping those into a Vincent and a 5-point card, and there's more of a just general points card. I think it comes down to what you like. So for me, I like the option of the Cantarella and the Gwent. I like the option for more Assimilate stuff. It's pretty good. The big cards are all seem pretty fine. The only thing I really think might want to change is Amnesty and Tourney Jousts, but I don't think I'll do a little bit more experimenting first before I do that. Played a fair number of games with this deck, but not as many as I normally play with a deck. I make a video, but we still did a decent amount. It was pretty interesting. I like Tourney Joust. I just feel like there's a... I feel like I want an Assassinate in here. I know I don't really need it, but it feels weird without a 5 damage removal card. But that's the deck. I think as far as card options, the things you want to change, Amnesty and Tourney Joust can be cut for something. You can cut one Blightmaker, and then maybe cut one Mage Assassin. I'm not sure how much of this thinning you really need, because the deck thins quite a bit already, right? So you have... Joachim does 2 thinning for you, right? Because you play something onto your deck. You have the one from Menno thins one out. You have 2 from Dead Man's Tongue, that's 5. Fair Card gives you another one, that's 6. You're already at 6 thinning, right? 8 thinning is where you thin to 1. And you have pull 1 back with the Invocation, by the way, so we thin by 6 when you have 5, so you thin really far down. Maybe you don't need Blightmaker and Mage Assassin, that's something to consider, because there's so much thinning elsewhere. But then it's in gold, so you want to hold on to those, so it's kind of up to you. I think there's definitely a case to make for taking out Blightmakers and Mage Assassins for different cards, just because there's enough thinning everywhere else. And then playing Joachim into the Mage Assassins is always a potential problem. And if you do take those out, then you can guarantee Artuad Vigo hits something else. You can put in 5 version specials. Definitely options to play around with there. And yeah, it seemed pretty good. It was actually pretty interesting. It's fun unless you're in a mirror match, because who gets more Mage Assassins, who gets to clog the opponent's rows. Kind of what it comes down to a lot of the time, which I don't really like. But other matchups, it's quite interesting. Anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.